The one thing that the cops there are terrified of is the inmates having weapons, man. They do cell inspections. They look for steel getting cut. There's a trick that I learned while I was there, how they get steel off the shelves and the lips on the doors. They use salt and copper wire and batteries, and they corrode the steel rapidly with electrolysis with salt water and electrical current, and it it makes it rust in a matter of hours instead of weeks, and knock it off and they got a piece of steel. That's actually the type of knife that my cellie had at one point. It was a big ass piece of steel, man. He got it off the door while he was in the hole and got away with it. They didn't notice it before they had already put other people in the cell and all that. So he used batteries to corrode a piece of steel off the lip on the door, on the inside of the door on the bottom, and corroded the steel, using electrolysis, and he got a big ass piece of metal.
I've never even heard of that, electrolysis.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, man, these guys are like Bill Nye the Science Guy up in there.
Yeah, simple things like stingers and shit like that, people out here on the streets have no idea, about. But yeah, I learned about that at Wallens Ridge. I didn't know anything about that until I got there. And so my cellie told me how he got the steel, when he showed me his knife.
That's insanity to me.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that the guards were the most terrified of weapons.
Yeah.
But obviously there were a lot of weapons there.
Yeah.
Or at least weapons were.
Most of them were rinky-dink weapons, though, because it's so hard to get a piece of steel and get away with it in there, because they do inspect. The one that my cellie had, he got away with it because they failed to inspect his cell after he got out of the hole. But most of the knives you have in there are going to be made out of the wooden brush handles. The palm brush, they'll cut it into 3 triangles, and then it'll be about that long, and they'll sharpen it to a point, and then they'll make a handle like using, t-shirt, they'll wrap around it, so the handle will be, kind of flimsy, but it's good enough that you can get a grip on it, and you get about that much wood into somebody, and, which is what my cellie, before he stabbed the guy, he had sold the knife for a lot of money that he had. He sold that knife for a lot of money, so the one he used on the guy was one of the wood handles, which is why that guy's still alive.